1 Kings chapter 11. But King Solomon loved many outlandish women, both the daughter of Pharaoh and the women of Moab, Ammon, Edom, Sidon, and Heth, of the nations whereof the Lord had said unto the children of Israel, Go not ye into them, nor let them come into you. For surely they will turn your hearts away after their gods. To them I say, did Solomon join in love. And he had 700 wives that were princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For when Solomon was old, his wives turned his heart after other gods, so that his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon followed Ashtoreth, the god of the Sidonians, and Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. So Solomon wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord, but continued not to follow the Lord, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the mountain that is over against Jerusalem, and unto Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And so did he for all his outlandish wives, which burned incense and offered unto their gods. Therefore the Lord was angry with Solomon, because he had turned his heart from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had given him a charge concerning this thing, that he should not follow after other gods, and kept not that which the Lord had commanded him. Therefore the Lord said unto Solomon, Forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes which I commanded thee, I will surely rent thy kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. Notwithstanding, in thy days I will not do it, as of David thy father, but I will rent it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rent all of the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son, because of David my servant, and because of Jerusalem, which I have chosen. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, even Hadad the Edomite, the king's seed which was in Edom. For when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host had smitten all the males in Edom, and gone up to bury the slain, 6 months did Joab remain there, and of all of Israel, so that he destroyed all the males in Edom. Then this Hadad fled, and certain other Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. And they arose out of Midian, and came to Paran, and took men with them out of Paran, and came to Egypt unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which gave him an house, and appointed him victuals, and gave him land. So Hadad found great favor in the sight of Pharaoh, and he gave him to wife the sister of his own wife, even the sister of Taphanes the queen. And the sister of Taphanes bare him Genubath his son, whom Taphanes weaned in Pharaoh's house. And Genubath was in Pharaoh's house among the sons of Pharaoh. And when Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab the captain of the host was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, Let me depart, that I may go to mine own country. Pharaoh said unto him, What hast thou lacked with me, that thou wouldst thus go to thine own country? And he answered, Nothing, but in any wise let me go. And God stirred up another adversary, Rezon, son of Eliadah, which fled from his lord Hadadezer, king of Zobah. And he gathered men unto him, and had been captain over the company when David slew them. And they went to Damascus, and dwelt there. And they made him king in Damascus. Therefore he was an adversary to Israel all the days of Solomon. Besides the evil that Hadad did, he also abhorred Israel, and reigned over Aram. Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, of Ephraimite of Zeradah, Solomon's servant, whose mother was called Zeruiah, a widow, lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. When Solomon built Millo, he repaired the broken places of the city of David his father. And this man Jeroboam was a man of strength and courage. And Solomon, seeing that the young man was meet for the work, He made him overseer of all the labor of the house of Joseph. And at that time, when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, having a new garment on him. And they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him, and rent it in 12 pieces, and said to Jeroboam, Take unto thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Behold, I will rent the kingdom out of the hands of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem the city, which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, because they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the god of the Sidonians, and Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the Ammonites, and have not walked in my ways to do right in mine eyes, and my statutes and my laws, as did David his father. But I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, for I will make him prince all his life long for David my servant's sake, whom I have chosen, and who kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even the 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give 1 tribe, David my servant, who I have a light always before me, in Jerusalem the city, which I have chosen me to put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign even as thine heart desireth, and shall be king over Israel. And if thou hearken unto all that I command thee, and wilt walk in my ways, and do right in my sight, and keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, then will I be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built unto David, and will give Israel to thee. And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam. Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt, into Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. And the rest of the words of Solomon, and all that he did, and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of Acts of Solomon? The time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers, and was buried in the city of David his father. And Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead. 1 Kings chapter 12. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And when Jeroboam the son of Nebat heard of it, who was yet in Egypt, whether Jeroboam had fled from King Solomon and dwelt in Egypt, then they sent and called him. And Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous servitude of thy father and his sore yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam took counsel with the old men that had stood before Solomon his father, while he yet lived, and said, What counsel give ye, that I may make an answer to this people? And they spake unto him, saying, If thou be a servant unto this people this day, and serve them, and answer them, and speak kind words to them, they will be thy servants forever. But he forsook the counsel of the old men had given him, and asked counsel of the young men that had been brought up with him, and waited on him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye, that we may answer this people, which have spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father hath put upon us lighter? Then the young men that were brought up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou say unto this people that have spoken unto thee, and said, Thy father hath made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Even thus shalt thou say unto them, My least part shall be bigger than my father's loins. Now whereas my father did burden you with a grievous yoke, I will yet make your yoke heavier. My father has chastised you with rods, I will correct you with scourges. Then Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the 3rd day, as the king had appointed, saying, Come to me again the 3rd day. And the king answered the people sharply, and left the old men's counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke grievous, I will make your yoke more grievous. My father has chastised you with rods, but I will correct you with scourges. And the king hearkened not unto the people, for it was the ordinance of the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord had spoken by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw the king regarded them not, the people answered the king thus, saying, What portion have we in David? We have none inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel. Now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. Howbeit over the children of Israel, which dwell in the cities of Judah, is Rehoboam's reign still. Now the king Rehoboam sent Adoram, the receiver of the tribute, and all Israel stoned him to death. Then the king Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot, to flee to Jerusalem. And Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And when all Israel had heard that Jeroboam was come again, they sent and called him to the assembly, and made him king over all Israel. None followed the house of David, the tribe of Judah only. And Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, gathered all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, 184,000 chosen men, which were good warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. The word of God came unto Shemaiah, the man of God, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam, son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, You shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is done by me. They obeyed therefore the word of the Lord, and returned, and departed according to the word of the Lord. And Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went from thence, and built Penuel. And Jeroboam thought in his heart, Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up and do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the hearts of this people turn again unto their Lord, even to Rehoboam king of Judah. So shall they kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, O Israel, thy gods which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other he set in Dan. And this thing turned to sin, for the people went, because of the one, even to Dan. Also he made an house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam made a feast the 15th day of the 8th month, like unto the feast that is in Judah, and offered on the altar. So did he in Bethel, and offered unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places which he had made. And he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel, 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had forged of his own heart, and made a solemn feast unto the children of Israel. And he went up to the altar to burn incense.